All right, guys. So today I want to talk about product marketing. A lot of you probably know me as Arneeb, the singer. I made a lot of music, mostly in R&B for Bangla and English combined, and it's done decently. But my real job is actually I work in corporate America as a product marketer, and I'm very lucky because product marketing is often a role associated with tech companies, and tech companies tend to pay their employees really well. So product marketing has been my career, and it's one of the more lesser known fields of marketing. So today I'm just going to talk about how I got there, how I became a product marketer. I currently work for Indeed, and I just want to share my journey with you. So let's rewind all the way back to 2014 when I was just a cool graduate, or let's rewind all the way back to 2014 when I was just a dumb college kid who was about to graduate in finance. Gosh, I did finance for 4 years and I hated it. It was so bad. Anywho, fast forward, I graduated in 2014 from University of Toronto. I can't find any jobs for 3 months, and life is a bummer and it sucks. And I go back to my home country of Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, I wasn't really looking for jobs. I was just trying to start my own business or get somewhere or get involved in marketing. So I did a startup and I started a company called Ashijawa.com. And it was a startup that was oriented towards building a website, and that website people could go on and buy tickets for ferries in Bangladesh. And that was like my first sort of touch with product marketing without even realizing it. What does a product marketer do? Product marketers work with product people like engineers and product managers to try and design like the best user journey. And at the time, I hired an engineer, and it was super cheap to hire an engineer in Bangladesh, like what? Maybe $150 a month or something ridiculous. And I hired him, and I was just working with him, trying to ideate good stuff and good design for this website that I wanted to take to market. And, I work with them to create the user journey, the UI UX journey. And, when somebody comes onto the website, they'll go on, and then what journey will they go through all the way to checkout? I was designing all of that, designing the search bar and all these cool features. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that aspect of it, being very creative about what to present to customers in terms of design and user experience. I love that aspect. And then the more difficult aspect, though, is adoption, right? So once you have the design, you want to launch it, and then you need to get people to actually adopt your website and use it. How did I do that? I used Facebook ads, and that's marketing too. Creating ads, coming up with ads, launching those ads, putting money behind it, boosting those ads, and then getting people to actually love your product, get adopted, and use it. That's also marketing. So I was getting my hands involved in marketing, and I bring this up because as a product marketer, there is no blueprint. There is no blueprint to getting into product marketing as a profession. Usually folks who come into product marketing come from different aspects of marketing, whether that's technical writing copy, whether that's brand management, social media management, digital marketing, whatever. People come from those places to become a product marketer. So still don't have any idea of what product marketing is as a concept. So after a while, I get bored of working in Bangladesh. The work environment is not that great. Things are way too slow. There's all sorts of other weird, corruption related things that I didn't want to get involved in. And so I got into my MBA program in 2018. And by then I already had an idea of what product marketing was, but I wanted to get into consulting, and I thought consulting was very romanticized. So I got into my MBA, and I realized getting into consulting was becoming very, very hard. I didn't have the skill set for it. I didn't have the experience for it. And it was very difficult to transition into that, no matter how strong of an interviewer I was. And I decided to lean on my expertise of marketing and storytelling, and I decided to continue forward onto that path and see where it got me. So I'm interviewing for Mattel. Mattel if you may or may not know, it's the largest toy company. They own two of the biggest IPs in the world for toys, which is Barbie and Hot Wheels. And I'm interviewing for Mattel, and I was lucky enough to be one of the students in my MBA program directly that was hired to their internship program. And it was in brand management. So I got into the Jurassic World IP. Super cool. Free dinosaurs all the time. A lot of cool shit. It was just cool. There's no other way I can describe it. Like working for that sort of brand. And I used to love dinosaurs as a kid. Getting free dinosaur toys. Awesome. Anyways, long story short, during that internship, they put me on a app release called the Jurassic World Facts app. And this was my first true product marketing experience in corporate America, where there was an app that was going to be launched. I was hired to write the copy of what that app will be, what the design may look like, working with product marketers to really understand how the design should look and feel, working with the product managers to ensure that things are launched on time, features are released on time. This was my first real sort of like rodeo with product marketing in corporate America. I understood what product marketing really meant at a big company. Mattel is a massive company, over $1 billion. They're not a tech company, but they're important. I graduate now in 2020 in the height of COVID, and I'm looking for a job. And I was lucky enough to get hired by a startup called 23.5. I wasn't technically a product marketer. I was more of a brand marketer, but I was doing aspects of product marketing. So for example, at 23.5, they were building a fashion marketplace where artists could superimpose their artwork on garments and sell it to their fans. I was involved in many of the brand ideation, the strategy, I helped with the copy, and that was really close to what product marketing would feel like if you're doing just the creative aspect. However, product marketing means different things to different people and different things to different companies. After my experience with 23.5, I went into a company called Teamworks. And Teamworks, where I was working on the other half of product marketing, which is not just the messaging and creation and the design, but working with sales folks, creating one-pagers, enabling the sales team, arming the narrative to make sure they speak about the product properly, understanding, engaging with customers, what they found good about the current product and how to use those insights to change the product later on. So truly from that experience, I learned that product marketing is not just a creative function. Product marketing is a stakeholder management related function. What does that mean, right? Product marketing sits in the middle of three very important teams in the tech space. If you're working at a tech company as a product marketer, you'll most likely be in the middle of three different very important teams. The first team is product and engineering, of course. The second team is sales. And the third team is customer success. What did I do and what do product marketers do? From the customer success team, I'm filtering out insights of what is working about the product and what does not work. I'm then taking these insights and having a discussion with the product management team, telling them that this is not that good, or this is really good. This is what customers like about the product, and this is what you should use in your next roadmap or release. I'm using all of that data and then creating messaging, copy, collateral to help the sales team sell the product better. So product marketing is such a multifaceted project management role when it comes to stakeholder management. But in a nutshell, so far, product marketing, number one, is creating amazing messaging and design. And number two, it's about managing a lot of stakeholders and different teams. There's a third really important concept of project. There's a third really important concept about product marketing that I kind of tinkered with earlier on in my career, but became really obsessed with after I joined Indeed. And the third aspect is a go-to-market aspect. At Indeed, I was doing the messaging and the creation. I was doing the stakeholder management and creation of sales enablement collateral. But at Indeed, I was also challenged to take big products to market. And this was a whole different ballgame because it brings an aspect of project management that every good product marketer needs to be able to do. And so, what does my day-to-day look like at Indeed? Number one, I'm creating messaging and copy, of course. I'm also dealing with several different teams, getting their insights on what product features are being made, what the customers like or dislike. I'm having those conversations actively. But the third very important concept is once I have messaging that's done, once I have messaging that's ready to be deployed, it's actually taking it to market. And how do I do that? I work with several different teams to get their approval on the messaging. And then I schedule meetings with them to really kick off that, hey, we need to create these deliverables, one-pagers, how-to articles, best practice guides, whatever. And then we also need to create external campaigns like PR, social, organic posts, emails. All of these things creates a go-to-market launch, and how you execute it and how you do it on time as a product marketer is very important. So now I'm also delegating tasks to several different teams and making sure I am the main POC and the main consult for the messaging and making sure that they're doing things on time. So when it's a big company, you have to have several moving parts and be extremely organized to do that and execute properly and well. And that's something that I'm learning over time how to do really, really well. What tools do I use to do this, right? Asana is great, helps me keep track of a lot of things. Google Calendar is great, helps me keep track of a lot of things. But most importantly, what I've learned is it's really important to be a good teammate. When people ask you for information about whatever product that you're leading, and of course it's by priority, you should be able to give them that answer in a decent amount of time while being cautious of what you're saying. As a product marketer, I think it's extremely important to be a good project manager, a good communicator, and a good teammate. Once you have that in place, the creative stuff is great, and people can get good at that over time. But you need to be a good project manager first. So how do you get into product marketing? Show them that you're able to project manage well. Show them that you are a good teammate. Show them that you are smart and you're able to be intelligent when it comes to making decisions about what features get prioritized versus not. Know that you're a good stakeholder manager first. And then tell them that you are a good designer or you are a good, what else is important? I think as I've learned over time, the better data you have, the easier it is to make good messages. At Indeed, I've had the luxury of helping run amazing research pieces that have given us so much valuable data on what to say and what to show our customers. Very proud of that. And yeah, I would say like there's so much to go on as a product marketer, and there are many things you can do to arm yourself. There's no real blueprint, but you can still be a very good product marketer or get into a product marketing role if you show that you have transferable skills by being a good manager and being a good communicator and teammate.